Wrestling fans around the world woke up to heartbreaking news. A legend, a pioneer, and a man who forever changed Lucha Libre has left us. Rey Mysterio Sr., a name that echoed in wrestling arenas for decades, has passed away. But what truly made him a legend, what moments in his life defined an era, and how does his legacy continue to shape the wrestling world even now? Stay with me till the end of this video, and I'll share a touching story about Rey Mysterio Sr. that many don't know, one that will leave you inspired and show why his name will never be forgotten. The story of Rey Mysterio Sr. isn't just about wrestling. It's about passion, resilience, and the way he turned every fight into art. Today, we honor his memory and uncover the profound impact he had on his family, his fans, and the wrestling world. Let's begin by understanding the man behind the mask and the legacy he built with his own hands. Rey Mysterio Sr., born Miguel Angel Lopez Diaz, wasn't just another wrestler. He was a visionary who transformed Lucha Libre into something larger than life. Growing up in Tijuana, Mexico, Miguel didn't have the easiest start. But what he lacked in resources, he made up for with grit and determination. Wrestling wasn't just a career for him, it became his identity. In the 1970s, he stepped into the ring and quickly became known for his innovative high-flying moves, a style that wasn't common back then. Rey Mysterio Sr. wasn't just wrestling for fame, he was crafting a legacy. His charisma and skill earned him respect, not only in Mexico but across the world. But here's the part many fans don't know, Rey Mysterio Sr. wasn't just a star, he was also a mentor. He played a huge role in training some of the greatest wrestlers we know today, including his nephew, Rey Mysterio Jr., who carried the family's legacy to global heights. Yet, Miguel was more than his achievements. He was a man who believed in lifting others up. Wrestlers who trained under him often spoke of his discipline, his wisdom, and his relentless drive to push boundaries in wrestling. By the end of this video, I'll share one of the most touching moments between Rey Mysterio Sr. and his nephew that perfectly captures the essence of who he was not just as a wrestler but as a person. Stay with me to see how this story continues to unfold. Rey Mysterio Sr. wasn't just a wrestler, he was an architect of modern Lucha Libre. His influence reached far beyond the ring. He took the high-flying, acrobatic style of Lucha Libre and made it an art form, inspiring generations of wrestlers to take risks and innovate. But his legacy wasn't just about his own performances. He was a mentor who shared his wisdom with young talents, shaping the careers of wrestlers who would go on to become legends in their own right. Rey Mysterio Jr., one of the most recognizable names in wrestling today, owes much of his success to the guidance and training of his uncle. Imagine the patience, the countless hours spent teaching moves, perfecting techniques, and instilling a fighting spirit that would captivate millions worldwide. Rey Mysterio Sr. also founded wrestling schools and promotions in Mexico, creating platforms for aspiring wrestlers to showcase their talent. Through these efforts, he ensured that the traditions of Lucha Libre would endure for generations to come. And his impact wasn't just limited to Mexico. Rey Mysterio Sr. brought Lucha Libre to the global stage, introducing audiences worldwide to the beauty and excitement of this unique style. His matches against international stars were more than just fights, they were cultural exchanges that united fans across borders. Here's where the story becomes even more compelling. There's a little-known championship match Rey Mysterio Sr. fought that symbolized everything he stood for: passion, perseverance, and respect for the sport. I'll reveal the details of that match later in this video, so make sure you don't miss it. The wrestling world stood still when the news broke Rey Mysterio Sr. had passed away. Fans, fellow wrestlers, and legends alike poured out their grief and tributes on social media, sharing memories of the man who had inspired them. It wasn't just a loss for wrestling, it was a loss for anyone who admired resilience, creativity, and passion. The details of his passing remind us how fragile life is. While his health had been declining in recent years, few were prepared for this moment. Wrestlers like Rey Mysterio Jr., who considered him more than just family, expressed their heartbreak publicly. The outpouring of emotions wasn't just about mourning, it was a celebration of his life and what he meant to so many. Reactions came from all corners of the wrestling community. WWE stars, Lucha Libre icons, and even fans who had never met him shared their stories. Some remembered watching his matches as children. Others recalled how his mentorship had shaped their careers. And then there were those quiet, heartfelt messages from family and friends, testimonies to the man he was outside the ring. But one tribute stood out above the rest. A young wrestler who had trained under Rey Mysterio Sr. shared a deeply personal story about the first time they met. That story captured the essence of who Rey Mysterio Sr. was: a man who saw potential in others, even when they couldn't see it themselves. I'll share that story in the conclusion, so stay tuned. Rey Mysterio Sr. was more than a wrestler. He was a symbol of passion, dedication, and the enduring spirit of Lucha Libre. His legacy lives on not only in the moves and styles he perfected but in the lives he touched both inside and outside the ring. Remember that story I mentioned earlier? A young wrestler once approached Rey Mysterio Sr. at a local event, hoping for advice but expecting little. To their surprise, Rey didn't just offer words of wisdom, he spent hours teaching them, sharing his knowledge, and encouraging them to chase their dreams. Years later, that wrestler became a champion and credited Rey Mysterio Sr. for believing in them when no one else did. This is the kind of person he was, a man who saw greatness in others and made it his mission to bring it out. That's the legacy he leaves behind, and it's one we should all remember. Now, here's something for you. Wrestling is filled with stories of resilience, heart, and unforgettable moments, just like Rey Mysterio Sr.'s life. If you want to honor his legacy, share your favorite memory or tribute in the comments. Whether it's a match, a moment, or how he inspired you, let's celebrate the legend together. And here's the reward I promised. In the next video, I'll dive into how Rey Mysterio Jr. carried the family torch and built on his uncle's incredible legacy. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. So, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be the first to watch it. Rey Mysterio Sr. may be gone, but his spirit will forever soar in the world of wrestling. Rest in peace, legend. You will never be forgotten.